All right, going to start with a slight. After months trying to fight our plight of the endless sight of plenty but never genty 2020 shite, stifling the laughter at this dafter ran to the rafter trifling surreal version. Not being funny, it's just all about the money. A piecemeal, podgy, stodgy, dodgy deal to steal, just a lazy, crazy, hazy, doesn't amaze or phase me ramble, run scramble, just a preamble to gamble, a ghastly perversion, to which I have an omitted, committed aversion. Yet you can feel my real spite. Will Wine on the picket line, just sick of it. Well, it's not really cricket, and you know where you can stick it? Yeah, where the sun don't shine. But we can finally alight, take flight, some respite from the thrall, might, and gall rot of this blight of ruddy trite, white ball, which does appall and not enthrall like cricket light, which is seemingly on every bloody night. A cessation from the duration of saturation, which causes consternation, indignation. No, I'm not Scrooge or a stooge, but thankfully got some refuge from the huge deluge, a kid's show, a Play-Doh putty and a butty of smutty, nutty, slutty, strutty subterfuge like Moulin Rouge. Because don't Josh, not be mean, from what I've seen, it's been not just a splosh, but seriously a wash under the cosh with the slosh of all about the dosh, bish, bash, bosh, tosh. This lame, always the same fame game is hard to tame. It has been a trial, but smile because this feast of what is just a badly fickle tickle, which has got me in a right pickle, and to which I would gladly, madly take a sickle. The beast has been reduced for at least a while to just a trickle. But some might even jest, be sarky, attest, even contest. We don't need a rest from this dangled, fangled, spangled malarkey. Suggest this festive hit and run is number one. Got zing, bling and zest. Ka-ching is great fun, the best. Who detest and poo-poo a posh, fuddy-duddy test. Then boo-hoo, this ain't for you. I've been ruminating, cogitating, waiting, anticipating, all right, salivating, over the scintillating, titillating, titivating, captivating, exhilarating return of the true sort of this glorious sport which I yearn for. An old and golden friend hold sway is back again. That first day of play when Breathwaite's mates make their way through the Grace Gates to take on Ben and his men at cricket's most famous den. The Windies will as usual disarm with their jazz, pizzazz, razzmatazz and calypso charm. But the highlight will be one last sight of the master and pastor of disaster and faster bowling zen. Jimmy, who nope you can't slate, hope for one last dope trope. A final spate before it is too late of this lad who has every trait of an all-time great. Gonna miss your bliss, mate. In the limelight, before heading into the twilight of the past, the die cast, sad as off he will trudge after the sludge had been given a nudge to budge like he's some drudge. This giant among men, our ship's mast and first mate, a delight, a true doyen, this spot-on icon you can't diss, won't see his like again, who has crossed and bossed the Rubicon, become the ultimate don of the cricketing lexicon. A Red Bull Romeo, hero, Lothario, you just can't pip. The Wizard of Wobble, the Sorcerer of Curve and Swerve, the King of Swing, holds his nerve, the Conqueror on a string, such verve, us all betting on him getting the ball to nip across the seam, his fingers rip. For the team, no blip on this trip, as ever having a natter with any batter who does matter but never lingers. Nations, reputations to snip, as Jimmy has that thirst in every burst, makes it dip, another catch to first slip. Us merry at his very smart art of making the cherry drag dart jag with a scratch plan to hatch and dispatch for another glut, us out of a rut, a bowling slut, the latch of the door never shut. Jimmy with his dyed thatch does act as if he has some secret packed with a nut. Another wicket to snatch. They depart, sent back to the hut. The thrill as Jimmy does blag and snag, fill at will his cricket swag bag. This man they can't gag, he won't lag. On song, this is where he does belong. As long as chances we don't spill. So clever, the way he does stalk, nag. His buster, bluster and class pays and does always pass muster. A fast as he gets another cluster. Them oblivious to an obvious ploy, never coy, as not just talk, with them he does toy annoy. They lose their rag, then act without tact like an arse. Their discord, yet another record of Burnley boy joy to enact and chalk. As they balk, as the ball does fork, the willow they can't retract and have to walk. More victims to reap on the cheap, just a ticket as they nick it. At the end of their tether, in the thick of it, couldn't pick it. Just a feather of leather, snick it, a clean sweep, left bereft on the slag heap. Mr. Anderson, the ball he'll keep, again man of the match. So let's hope we can all applaud this man, we have rightly adored, all understand from the grandstand, this one-man band at his peak, the cheek of this bowling geek, a unique brand with ball in hand, Wickets to seek, sneak, as he gets it to tweak. Few runs he'll leak, never bland, a sporting freak. Not just the latest, but the greatest from our land. Yep, can whittle, be grumpy, a little frumpy, but not being sentimental, even when temperamental. Must be deferential, even reverential, to his mental, sensational, exponential, inspirational, elemental, aspirational potential. Unfettered, can't be bettered. Not just a fascination, but dedication to his vocation in any location. Deserves not just commemoration, but celebration, veneration, adulation, and elation. As yet again we find, when we're behind, his body and mind gets out of a bind, simply a one-of-a-kind creation. Proving my notion that our devotion to watch him in motion is like soothing, moving, improving lotion, a sporting potion, as calming as the ocean. Can confess, do somewhat obsess about his success, even when under duress. We have been blessed. So before he does go, one more time, the last chime in the sublime prime, we get set for yet another mother show of pure Jimmy glow in full flow on the down low. Please hand me a go toe to toe. One last thriller scintilla, able to bestow the killer blow, has roared the ease with which he does tease as he crossed swords and floored these flawed visitors who have toured from abroad and once more soared into folklore. James again joining those men of yore, their names in the same frame, Hall of Fame, the tome of yep, the hallowed hordes left to roam upon the honours boards at cricket's home, Lords.